needs that money.
Hundreds of pairs.
That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
Yeah.
Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. I'm shopping, spending money, living life. Money made, all my day.
Joe Rogan recently addressed the headlines about Floyd Mayweather's reported financial troubles, explaining that even enormous wealth doesn't guarantee protection from financial mistakes. He emphasized that having a huge fortune doesn't eliminate responsibilities, such as paying taxes, pointing to Mayweather's well-known disputes with the IRS. Rogan also noted that unchecked spending combined with weak financial oversight can quickly push anyone into serious money problems, regardless of how successful they may seem.
Owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
it's
pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has taken legal action against Insider Incorporated, marking a new chapter in the ongoing discussion about his public image. The defamation lawsuit focuses on an article that questioned a reported $42 million real estate transaction connected to the boxing champion. According to the complaint, the outlet misrepresented elements of Mayweather's business activities, suggesting he had been misleading about his finances. If the purchase of the 62-unit property is legitimate, it would rank among the most significant individual real estate acquisitions in recent years. However, the article challenges both the validity of the deal and the financial structure behind it, raising doubts about Mayweather's credibility. By pursuing this case, he appears determined to protect not only his legacy in boxing, but also his standing as a legitimate figure in the business world.
So, I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather has responded by challenging what he believes is a one-sided narrative and a failure to acknowledge the evidence he submitted. He says his attorneys delivered detailed records to Insider Incorporated confirming that the real estate transaction was legitimate, but argues the outlet chose not to include that information in order to create a more attention-grabbing story. By pointing out that this is the first time he has taken legal action against a media organization, Mayweather signals how seriously he views the matter. Through this response, he aims to reinforce the idea that he is a responsible businessman who has been unfairly portrayed through inaccurate reporting.
Built my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my companies.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no? Okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
What?
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami. You were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
Stephen A. Smith has also weighed in, adding another perspective to the ongoing discussion. He points out that Mayweather's business activities can be difficult to fully understand, noting that what the public sees is not always the complete picture. Although Smith does not directly dismiss Mayweather's legal case, he suggests that the situation may be more complicated than the bold headlines and large numbers suggest. According to Smith, several of Mayweather's financial decisions appear to prioritize public image rather than long-term financial strength. His overall point is that while Mayweather promotes himself as a sharp businessman, the real stability of his ventures may deserve closer examination.
I can't count the amount of examples where I saw people getting laid off, and then I see somebody come up right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got a future to think about.
50 Cent has also joined the discussion with direct criticism, drawing attention to what he sees as a lack of clear proof backing the reported real estate deal. Instead of showing documentation, such as contracts or financial statements, Mayweather appears to be responding primarily through legal action. From the perspective of critics like 50 Cent, the lawsuit can look more like a display of pressure than a straightforward attempt to resolve the allegations. To them, it seems intended to discourage critics rather than provide clear answers. At a time when many people already question the reality behind celebrity wealth, these doubts resonate with audiences who are trying to separate genuine success from carefully managed image.
Description where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate businesses, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit lost in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
In many interviews, Mayweather projects a relaxed and confident demeanor. Yet discussions about his finances sometimes appear to unsettle that composure. His hesitation to provide clear figures or detailed explanations while bankruptcy rumors circulate has only intensified speculation. Rather than settling the doubts, this lack of clarity tends to create additional questions. For public personalities, reputation is closely tied to perception, and when openness is missing, the image they have carefully built can begin to weaken.
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did, or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, that does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you can file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9, or whatever the case may be.
Mayweather's claim that he owes no taxes stands in direct opposition to actions taken by the IRS. Allegations involving unpaid taxes or possible evasion carry serious implications, particularly for someone who presents himself as highly skilled in managing wealth. This contradiction begins to weaken the powerful financial image he has cultivated. If the IRS is indeed pursuing the matter, the idea that he maintains complete control over his finances starts to look less certain. Official filings from the agency not only support concerns raised by critics, but could also lead to closer examination of his broader financial situation. Although real estate is frequently promoted as a reliable path to building lasting wealth, the specifics surrounding his reported $400 million property portfolio remain unclear. While his public statements may generate admiration, they do not always match information that can be independently verified. As these inconsistencies grow, some observers are questioning whether his financial empire is built on strong strategy, or if much of it relies on maintaining a carefully managed public image.
It's Money May, Aaron Mayweather 2. Go Money Green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world, MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We get the job done. Money May, so y'all know the rest.
Online platforms have become a key battleground for different versions of the story. And in Mayweather's situation, it is becoming harder to distinguish fact from public relations messaging. Although the lawsuit may have been intended to push back against criticism, it has instead sparked even more conversation and examination. Supporters and observers are now questioning not only the reality of his wealth, but also the true reason behind taking legal action. Instead of settling the debate, the case seems to have added another level of uncertainty to an already complicated situation.
Apparently, Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Damn, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Floyd Mayweather. No, damn well he did not write that. And why would he? He's talking about himself in third person. That's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to front office sports saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporter." So they aren't backing down at all. It's going to be interesting.
Inside the boxing world, Floyd Mayweather's perfect record and remarkable defensive style have secured his reputation as one of the sport's all-time greats. Outside the ring, however, some of his recent claims have sparked debate. His statement that he owns more than $400 million in real estate was quickly questioned after public records failed to support the figure. This discrepancy has created not only skepticism, but also frustration among fans. As a result, some observers are beginning to wonder whether maintaining the image of extraordinary wealth has become a greater priority than offering clear and verifiable details about his real accomplishments.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management, like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
At one time, Mayweather's financial success appeared to reflect the same level of dominance he displayed in the ring. His earnings surpassed $1 billion, driven by massive pay-per-view events and lucrative endorsement partnerships. However, instead of directing much of that money toward stable investments, a large portion went toward extravagant purchases. Collections of exotic cars, customized private jets, and other lavish expenses turned his lifestyle into a continuous display of wealth. Over time, this focus on luxury now seems to have put pressure on his financial security, with signs suggesting his fortune may not be as stable as it once appeared. His situation also draws comparisons to former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who lost a significant fortune after years of heavy spending and weak financial management. Both fighters used their wealth as a visible symbol of success, yet beneath the impressive image, problems eventually surfaced. Mayweather's repeated showcases of luxury resemble Tyson's past habits, prompting concerns that he could be following a similar path that once led another legendary boxer into financial trouble.
Around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We've seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with an emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather.
Concerns about Floyd Mayweather's financial choices are not limited to outsiders. They come from his own family as well. Jeff Mayweather, a trusted trainer and close relative, has publicly expressed bewilderment at Floyd's unpredictable money decisions. His impulsive investments, especially in high-risk real estate, suggest a lack of careful financial planning. Rather than following professional guidance, Floyd seems to make complex moves largely guided by ego. This approach raises legitimate questions about how much of his fortune is genuine versus how much is a carefully managed image. At one point, his fame was driven as much by his wealth and extravagant lifestyle as by his prowess in the ring. Massive paydays and constant self-promotion kept him at the center of public attention. But now, as signs of financial strain emerge, the glossy image is starting to crack, revealing more of the reality behind the spectacle.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3-4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back.
And that wraps up our analysis for today.